Hi, everyone. My name's Rihanna, and I think I might recognize a couple of names that I saw from last year as well. So I am a yoga instructor, and my dad has Parkinson's, so I'm familiar with Parkinson's, and I really appreciate linking breath and movement and just continuing to move our body to help support the various symptoms that come along with Parkinson's. So very excited to be back here. I'm going to take a seat on my chair over here, and I have my phone with me just to make sure I am staying on time. So the layout of the class is we start off with a little bit of meditation where we're just closing our eyes and grounding ourselves. And we move into a gentle flow, and we end it with a little bit of breath work and a little bit of meditation again. So we'll go ahead, and you can soften your gaze or close your eyes and find a comfortable position on your chair. Make sure you're in a safe area, and if anything feels weird or feels uncomfortable or really hurts, you know your body, so just dial it back a little bit and do what feels good for you. So we can start with our hands on our knees. And again, if you don't have them already, closing your eyes or softening your gaze. With every inhale, we'll reach our spine up, trying to grow through the crown of our head. And every exhale, relax your shoulders away from your ears. Inhaling through the nose, reaching, lengthening the spine. And exhaling, finding some softness where you might have tension. Relaxing the jaw, unfurrowing the brow. So I wanted to talk about a philosophy in yoga called aparigraha, which is non-possessiveness. And I think a lot of people might consider, materialistic things as what they're referring to in this sense. But non-possessiveness or non-attachment can be applied to many facets of our lives as we change and grow and age, letting go of perhaps ideas that we had of ourselves, whether they're good or bad. Thinking of someone who says high school was the best time of their life, letting go of these ideas of what we quote unquote were or what we have, and trying to unattach ourselves from the future as well, what's to come. Breathing into this moment and being fully present where we are now. Now, throughout the yoga practice today, I'll be using a mantra. And the one I'll be using today is I am free of my ego. You can use that if that resonates, or whatever feels right in your body today. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose. And as you exhale, sigh it out. 2 more in through the nose. And exhale, sighing it out. 1 more time, inhaling through the nose. And exhale. You can slowly start to open your eyes if they aren't already. And we'll just feel our feet in the ground here. Trying to push all 10 toes, our heels, the balls of our feet into the ground, finding steadiness in our feet. Now we'll reach our arms up and around, inhaling. And exhaling, bringing your hands down to heart center. Inhaling again. And exhaling. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Holding your hands at heart center. And we're going to open our chest to the right side of the room. So you can take your right hand and place it on your chair, your left hand to the outside of your right knee. And we're just going to do a nice gentle spinal twist, turning our chest to the right. Again, inhaling, trying to find length in the spine. And as you exhale, maybe you can turn just a little bit more to the right. Breathing all along your back. And coming back to center, slowly bringing your left hand to the chair behind you, right hand to the outside of your left knee. Again, inhaling, lifting up through the crown of our head, and exhaling, turning, opening to the left side of the room. Breathing all along your low back. With every inhale, finding a little bit of length, and every exhale, maybe turning and opening even slightly more to the left side. You can release that, bring yourself back to center, and we're going to move through some sun salutations. So we'll circle our arms up and around, inhaling. Gently look up towards your fingers. And as you exhale, we're going to forward fold. So hinging at the hips and just bending over our front legs, reaching down as much as we can. And slowly inhaling all the way back up. Bringing your hands down to heart center. Inhaling, circling our arms up and around. Exhaling, bringing our right knee up towards our chest. So you can grab the outside of the right leg and bring it up towards your chest here. Trying to squeeze that right knee towards your body. Exhaling, bringing it back down. Inhaling, circling the arms up and around. Exhaling, forward folding over the legs, reaching down towards our feet. And we're trying to keep our spine straight in this position. So we're not rolling over. We're trying to stay straight through the spine from the tailbone out through the chest. And exhaling, now we can reach maybe a little bit further towards our toes. Inhaling, circling the arms up and around. Exhaling, bringing your hands down to heart center. Inhaling again, circling the arms up and around. Maybe glancing at your fingertips or just slightly underneath. And as you exhale, reaching for that left leg, side of the left leg, pulling it in towards our chest. Breathing into that hip area. And exhaling, releasing that left leg. Inhaling, circling the arms up. And exhaling, reaching forward, hinging at the hips. Again, we won't do the full forward fold yet. We're just kind of reaching, feeling the length of our spine, still going from our tailbone out through the crown of our head. And as we inhale, we'll reach. And as we exhale, maybe we can reach a little bit lower down towards our toes, down towards our legs, wherever is available for us today. Slowly begin to bring yourself back up, circling the arms up and around, bringing your hands back to heart center. We'll bring our hands down by our sides, palms facing forward. This is called Tadasana, mountain pose. So try and feel your feet in the ground, noticing all 10 toes, maybe shifting the weight between your feet a little bit, just to get a sense of where we are in space. Hands are face forward. If you're comfortable, maybe close your eyes just for a moment. Is there anything that we can let go of on the mat, in our everyday life, that will help us be a little bit more free of preconceptions that we've had about ourselves, about others? Bringing your hands all the way up and back down to heart center. And we'll bring our hands down to our knees again for a moment. And we're going to reach our arms out to a T. We'll reach our arms in opposite directions. So our right hand is reaching for the right, left is reaching for the left. And feeling just the expansiveness of our wingspan. Now we're going to bring our hands together. Our right arm is going to go over our left arm. And maybe you do a double wrap, but if not, one wrap is totally fine. And we're going to squeeze our arms together. And as we inhale, we're going to arch our spine as much as we can. So it's going to look like this from the side. Inhaling, our arms are coming up. And as we exhale, everything inward, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. We'll move through this a few times. So inhale, reaching your arms up. Exhaling, bringing everything back together. Inhaling. And exhaling. One more time. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, collecting everything back down and finding a neutral spine. Unwrapping the arms slowly and bringing them out to the side, rolling out the wrists. Let's roll them towards the back of the room. But honestly, it doesn't matter which way. Let's be real. You can go whichever way you want. And turning around, going in the opposite direction, whatever that looks like. And bringing your hands back down, rolling out the shoulders. That always feels like a whole arm workout. So we'll go to the other side now. So bringing your hands out to the side again. Bringing our hands and arms inward. Left arm is now going over the right arm. Again, maybe we double cross, but if not, that's totally fine. And we'll move through another few rounds of cat-cow. So dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, lifting the arms. Exhaling, bringing everything inward, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin. Inhaling, opening. Exhaling, closing, catting the spine. Inhale, open up. And exhale. Coming back to a neutral spine, unwrapping the arms, and again, reaching for either side of the room, wiggling out our fingers. And we'll bring our hands back to heart center. We'll do some wrist activation now. So hands are together, and we'll just kind of bend back and forth here, opening up the wrist, just gently. Maybe you hear a couple snap, crackle, pops. That's okay, as long as it doesn't hurt. And we're going to start to fold our hands down so that they are facing each other. And we're just going to bring the hands back up so that they are facing us, and just sort of moving through this motion as best we can. Again, listen to your body. You know, if you have a broken wrist, don't do this. And then we'll go in opposite directions, bringing the fingers towards our face, fingers out, palms together. Finding our hands back at heart center, and hands can come in front of us, reaching forward. And we're just going to start closing our fingers one at a time, starting with the right pinky. So we'll go pinky down, next finger down, middle finger down, index finger down, thumb down. Left side, left pinky, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and thumb. And then let's just shake them out, shaking out our fingers and our wrists. Something kind of cool that my dad had found was flicking out his wrists before, when he was feeling a little rigid, before he would do up his zipper or his buttons on his pants. Flicking out the wrists really helped him get a little bit more movement in his fingers. So maybe something to try if you hadn't tried it before. So sitting back in the chair, we'll move through a couple more flows now. So inhaling, circling our arms up. Exhaling, folding forward, hinging at the hips. Again, we're just sort of reaching towards, we have a straight spine from our seat out through the crown of our head. And as we exhale, maybe we can reach a little bit farther down towards our toes. Inhaling, circling the arms back up and around, bringing our hands down to heart center. And we're going to move into a warrior two position. So we're taking our right leg and we're going to bring it out to the right side of our chair. And the left leg is going to reach, you might need to move to the edge of your seat here. It's going to reach towards the left side wall. If this is a lot, your left leg can stay in, and they can both be at like 90-degree angles. Now we're going to bring our arms out to a T. And if you are with me in this kind of more traditional warrior two, that works. We're just going to reach our arms, reaching for opposite sides of the room. Right knee is opening wide. We have a nice big hip opener here. Breathing in through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. Now we'll bring our hands down and bring that left leg back in, right leg back in, moving to the left side. Left leg opens up like a door to the left side of the room. Right leg maybe reaches back behind you. Maybe it kicks your water bottle down to the ground. Reaching that right leg back, bringing our arms to a T. Our gaze is over our left fingertips. Again, if this is just not working today, you can bring your right knee back in. Doesn't have to be stretched out wide. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Reaching in opposite directions. And bringing our hands back down. Bringing the right leg in, left leg in, and just feeling how that feels on either side of your body. One side is always going to feel a little bit more difficult than the other. We'll do some windshield wipers with our legs now, just moving back and forth, side to side. And planting our feet back down. Now we're going to do another hip opener. So we'll open up the right leg and open up the left leg. Get there however feels right. And once you have it, have your hands on your knees, and we're going to inhale, opening up our heart, looking up. And every exhale, try and find some softness somewhere. Your legs maybe don't go all the way out here. Maybe they go right here, and that works too. Feel your own body, feel what is good for you. Your body changes day by day too, so sometimes it's easier than others to do certain postures. Now we'll circle our arms up and around, and hands back down to center. And we're going to take our right forearm and bring it to our right thigh. Then we're going to take our left arm and bring it up and over our left ear. So we're feeling this nice big stretch all along the left side body. And reaching yourself back to center. Feeling the difference between both of our sides. And bringing the left arm down to the left thigh. Right arm is coming up and over our right ear as much as it can. You can also place your hand behind your head if that feels a little bit more accessible to you. And inhaling back to center, bringing those knees in to meet each other again, and just doing a little windshield wiper one more time. We'll move through some lower body work. So let's stick our right leg out and our right heel into the ground. You can see that. There we go. So right heel is stuck into the ground. Maybe our leg is straight. Maybe there's a bend. Again, listen to your body. You know the drill. So we're going to inhale our arms up. And as we exhale, we're hinging at the hips again and reaching towards that big toe. Maybe we can get a little bit closer. Maybe we can crawl our hands down our legs just a little bit. Breathing into all the sticky areas. And bend your knee here if you need to. Sometimes doing the most isn't the best necessarily. Okay, slowly walking our hands back up our legs and planting that right foot. And we'll lift up that right leg, bringing the knee towards the chest. And you can also grab under the leg if that's a little bit easier. And we'll just do some ankle rolls. And we'll go in one direction to start. And moving in the opposite direction. All right, planting that right foot back down, feeling the difference between your sides. There's always one side that's a little stickier than the other. So we're taking the left leg and kicking out the foot, trying to plant the left heel into the ground, walking ourselves slowly, hinging at the hips, keeping the length in our spine as much as we can as we reach towards our big toe. With every inhale, we're lengthening our spine, and every exhale, maybe we can crawl a couple inches, maybe even half a millimeter down further. And slowly walking yourself back up your leg, planting the left foot down into the ground, lifting that left leg up, and doing some ankle rolls. It's funny because, anatomy maybe is something just the knowledge of anatomy is something that we might take for granted sometimes. And then when we're instructing people, it's like, I don't know my lefts and rights. I don't know what body part I'm moving. So it's good to give ourselves grace when we are practicing different things, when we're learning and growing together. All right, opposite direction. Okay, planting that left foot back down. Bringing now your right heel to your right knee. So we're in this figure four. And we're not actually going to push our right knee, but maybe just a touch, trying to open up that hip. So flex your right foot and gently push away your right knee, really opening up the hip here. And maybe, if it's available, we again hinge forward, hinging at the hips, just to really get into that sticky area. Breathing all along that right hip. And when I say breathing into these areas, it's essentially just focusing our energy and our concentration into those specific areas. I remember when I first started doing yoga, I was thinking, I don't know how to send my breath to my hips, but okay. But it kind of starts to make sense. It's more of just a visual that's nice to have. With every exhale, you might notice a little bit of the tension in that hip melting away. Okay, slowly bring yourself back up and gently remove that foot back to the ground. Taking the left heel up towards the left knee. Finding center over both of your sits bones. Trying to push away that left knee away from us. So if we're up here, just gently adding a little weight to that knee. And if you are up here, that's okay. Flexing that left foot. And again, maybe hinging at the hips just a little bit, getting a little bit of a deeper stretch all along that left outer hip, a little bit into the glute and hamstring, lower back. Okay, slowly bringing yourself back up, releasing that foot back down, maybe doing a little pitter patter. And we'll circle our arms up and around, inhaling as we look up. And as we exhale, we're going to reach for that right leg again, bringing it in towards the chest. Exhale, you can plant that foot down, inhaling, reaching the arms up again. And exhaling, hinging forward, reaching for the toes, keeping the spine long. And as you exhale, maybe you reach a little bit further down, circling the arms back and up, sitting back up. Exhaling, bringing your hands to heart center, hands by your side. Mountain pose. Again, you're welcome to close your eyes if it gives you a moment to bring your practice inward. Again, considering where we can practice this art of letting go of things that truly don't matter in this moment. Whether that's an expectation of what we think we can do in terms of physical work, whatever it is, leaving it and knowing that exactly where we are is where we should be, and giving ourselves some patience and grace. Inhaling, slowly opening the eyes, circling the arms up and around, maybe looking up towards the fingers. Exhaling, bringing the hands down around that left leg, bringing the left leg up towards your chest. Exhaling, releasing the leg. Inhaling, circling the arms up again. Exhaling, forward folding. Reaching for the feet. Keeping a straight spine to start as we inhale. And as we exhale, maybe we can reach a little bit closer to our toes. Inhaling, circling the arms up and around, bringing our hands back to heart center, dropping our hands down by our sides, mountain pose, closing our eyes if you're comfortable, or softening your gaze. Inhaling, circling the arms back up. Exhaling, bringing the hands back down to heart center, pardon me. Bring our hands down to our knees, and we're going to open up our right leg again to the right side. Now we're going to actually turn ourselves so that our hips are now facing the right side of the room. You can bring your left leg into this sort of lunge position. We're still sitting on the chair, of course. So we're at this kind of 90-90 angle here, and we are facing the right side of the room, bringing our arms up to our ears. Inhaling as we reach our arms high, exhaling, relaxing the shoulders. And maybe grabbing the back of your chair with your right hand and reaching your left arm up and over your left ear. So you're getting this huge stretch all along your left quads, the front of your hip, all through your ribs. Inhaling back to center, bringing that left hand down to our left hip, maybe bringing our left foot back in and walking ourselves back to center. Left leg opens up to the left. We're doing the same thing on the left side. Right leg hinges down so that we are again in this 90-90 sort of pose. Whole body, hips are facing the left side of the room, bringing our arms up by our ears. Inhaling, reaching our arms up to the sky. Exhaling, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. There is power in these postures, but we're also trying to find softness. Again, bringing our left hand down towards the back of our chair, taking our right arm up, 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 reaching up and over and bending to the back of the room, over our right ear. Feeling that stretch all along our right side body. Inhaling back to center, bringing the right hand down. Right hand can be on our hip, slowly bringing it down our leg, bringing that right leg back up to meet the left and walking ourselves back over. We'll move through a couple more sun salutations again. So circling the arms up and around. Exhaling, bringing our hands to the outside of the right leg, bringing the right knee to chest. Exhaling our leg back down, circling the arms up and around. Exhaling, hinging forward, reaching for the toes. Inhaling, finding length. Exhaling, forward folding, reaching a little bit deeper into our posture. Inhale, slowly circling the arms up and around. Bringing our hands to heart center. One more time, other side. Inhaling, circling the arms up. And exhaling, bringing that left knee in towards our chest. Planting the left foot back down, circling the arms up. Exhaling, reaching forward. Inhaling, feeling length in the spine. Exhaling, maybe we can reach a little bit further towards the ground. Inhale, circle the arms up and around. And exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a moment here. Close our eyes. When everything is moving so quickly around us, whether that is literally with how quick the world moves and with such urgency that I don't even know where it's coming from sometimes, or whether it is time, whatever it is, taking a moment to ourselves and breathing and listening to our bodies can be such a powerful act. We'll circle the arms up one more time. And as we exhale, we're going to open our arms to a T to the right side of the room. So we're keeping our hips facing forward, but we're trying to turn our torso open to the right. Now we'll do this 3 times. So we'll inhale our arms back up, inhaling, exhaling, opening our hearts to the right. Inhale and exhale. And take these big breaths. I know sometimes it maybe sounds funny, or if you're not used to it, it's like, I don't want to be panting. I don't want people to hear me panting, but it's so helpful with the movement and matching it up with our breath. Inhaling one more time. Exhaling. Inhaling back to center. And we'll move over to the left side. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, open up to the left. Inhale, arms come up in front of you and overhead. And exhale. One more time, inhaling. And exhaling. Bringing our hands back to heart center. Now, keeping our feet rooted into the ground, we'll move through a couple cat-cow, similar to what we did before when we had our arms crossed, except we're not going to cross our arms this time. So hands are on our knees. And from the side, it will look a little bit like this. So our feet are planted into the ground, hands are on our knees, and we're dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, lifting the tailbone, opening the heart as we inhale. And as we exhale, gathering everything inward, tucking the tail, tucking the chin, hollowing out the belly. And we'll move through a couple of those at our own pace. So inhaling, opening, exhaling, closing off. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time. Inhale through the nose and exhale. Moving back. Well, I guess I'm moving back, facing forward. We'll do some neck exercises, bringing our right ear to our right shoulder, bringing our chin down towards our collarbone and tracing our collarbone with our chin. Once we make our way to the left, dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. And again, bringing the chin down, tracing the collarbone over to the right. Turning the chin down, bringing it over to the left. And slowly bringing ourselves back up. And we'll tuck our chin just to lengthen the spine. And we're going to inhale, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, tucking the chin. And you might feel a slight stretch all along your cervical spine. Bringing our head up, looking forward, looking right over our shoulder, doing a shoulder check. Bringing our heads back to center, doing a left shoulder check. And bringing ourselves back to center, tucking the chin slightly. Lifting the head back up, looking over the left shoulder. And back over to the right shoulder and back to center. So again, we're going to bring our right ear to our right shoulder. And you can take your right hand and just place it lightly on top of your head if you want to have a little bit of a deeper stretch. And if you have some like any kind of pain or maybe not pain, sorry, tightness or tension in the back of your neck, you can look down towards your right underarm. And that should lengthen that part of your neck a little bit. Releasing your head and slowly bringing yourself back up. Bringing the left ear down to the left shoulder. Left hand can be placed just gently on top of your head. Just a little bit of extra weight to deepen the stretch. Looking down if that's what you need on your neck. And slowly bringing ourselves back to center. We are, I think, approaching the end of the session here. So we're just going to take a moment and reflect on the practice. So you can close your eyes or soften your gaze. Try and roll your shoulders away from your ears. Maybe do a couple of shoulder rolls. And coming back to our intention, our mantra. I am free of my ego. Considering the ways that we can shift our perspectives and the way that we view ourselves, the way we view the world. We'll move through a body scan. And body scans are really cool things to do if you haven't done one before, where we're basically just bringing awareness to different parts of our bodies. And just bringing awareness there can help bring feelings of gratitude and just appreciation for what we have. And if it isn't feelings of gratitude, perhaps it's feelings of frustration or shame. We just breathe into those moments and those feelings. And we tell ourselves that it's okay to feel that way. And we watch and let those feelings pass through us rather than holding on to them, just letting them go. So find a comfortable position now. If that means, sitting a little bit further back in your chair, we're going to move into this body scan portion. So you don't need to be completely upright. We won't be moving our arms and everything anymore throughout the class. Just finding a comfortable seat, trying to find a little bit of softness where you perhaps have tension, and finding a little bit of stillness where you might find movement. We'll start at our feet and our toes, noticing any feelings, any tingling, any hot or cold sensations that are happening in your feet. Perhaps there's pain. Breathing and focusing on these areas, knowing that any feeling or sensation isn't forever. Perhaps we can let it go just a little bit. Moving up to our low legs, our shins and our calves. Are you noticing any squeezing, tightening? Perhaps you get leg cramps or are feeling something similar to that right now. Trying to release tension, even if it's just a visualization of it. Moving up our legs towards our knees, our kneecaps, the back of our knees, our quads, and our hamstrings. Are you feeling still? Is there any agitation? Is there any discomfort? Are you able to let it go in any capacity? Breathing along your legs, recognizing the work that they've done for you your whole life. Breathing into your entire legs. Moving your awareness up towards your hips and your pelvis, your glutes, the front of the hip, the back of the hip, and the low back. Trying to find softness, especially in the hips where we hold so much tension. Breathing through any sensations you might have, pins and needles. Moving up towards our torsos, our bellies and abdomen, all through our chest, up our back, through our spine, are there any sensations here? And can we let go of any attachment to them? Moving to our arms, our shoulders, our biceps and triceps, down the forearm, our elbows, our fingers, palms of the hand, wrists, thumbs. Are you feeling tension? Are you feeling any sort of agitation? Are you wanting to move? And noticing that none of these things are bad. They're just our body responding to different internal and external factors. And trying not to shame ourselves for our bodies and how they move, how they've changed. Finally, moving up towards our neck, the back of the neck, the jaw, your mouth, lips, nose, your cheeks, your ears, the back of the head, the top of the head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes. Thinking of all the beautiful things that we've seen and heard, loved ones that we've had opportunities to kiss and hug and love. Maybe you'd like to sing. Noticing all of these different aspects and appreciating everything that we have in our bodies and in our hearts and our minds. Even if it looks different than it did yesterday, it looks different than it will tomorrow. Breathing into your entire body, thanking your body for coming to this practice today, and really meaning it when you say it to yourself. We're going to end the class with something called pranayama, which is our life force, our breath, and we'll do 5 rounds of an elongated exhale. And I'll count us in, where we're going to inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 8. Now, if I'm moving too fast or too slow, feel free to just sort of rest in this final posture, just feeling the effects of your practice. But this is a really beautiful breathing technique that can help us calm the nervous system. If we are feeling anxious, if we are feeling perhaps rigid, and it can help us soften all these sticky areas, all of these difficult edges that we experience throughout the day and throughout our lives. So I'll count us in as we inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, hold, exhale, inhale, hold, exhale. Now breathe at a regular pace. Perhaps bring your hands to heart center. And we'll do one more, circling our arms up and around, collecting all the energy, feelings, and emotions that pass through your practice today, bringing it down to heart center. Thank you so much. And that is your class for today. I hope that you are feeling a little bit, maybe a little looser, maybe a little bit mentally clearer. And I hope to see you again. I think not next week because it's a holiday, but the following week. Yes, it was very nice to to be with you all today. I hope that you have a great rest of your day.